So, you're a mountain biker and you love your riding and you want to start filming, but you don't want to be spending your time researching camera settings videos, working out what ISO to use, what white balance, what shutter speed. Instead, you want a camera that you buy and straight out of the box, it gets you the best footage possible. Well, this is the video for you, because in this video, I'm going to be comparing the two best mountain biking POV cameras on the market right now. We have the DJI Osmo Action 4, and we also have the GoPro Hero 12 Black. Now, I have put together the ultimate test for these cameras. We are doing 3 rounds in auto settings. We're going to be doing a low light comparison head to head. We're going to be testing stabilisation and sound, and we are also going to be looking at what these cameras do on a trail with changing lighting conditions. Now, to make this a bit more fun than your average video, I am going to be giving opinions, but I'm not going to be giving away which camera is which until the end. Instead, you're going to be seeing camera A versus camera B, and I would like you to honestly, in the comments, after each round or after the 3 rounds, tell me which one you think is best. So, let's get straight into this test. We're going to go out on the trails, we're going to do a low light test, and the low light test is going to involve a little bit of me talking to the cameras, but importantly, and the most important part of the test, we're going to be seeing POV down the trail. Let's take it away. Right, so welcome to first test, and I've gone straight in for the low light test. See how these cameras can handle low light on auto settings, and I'm going to flip between the cameras so you can get an idea for which camera you prefer, and quite often this does come down to preference. Now, low light is the ultimate challenge for action cameras, and I know a lot of people, when they get a camera and they take it out first time, are kind of staggered at how bad low light footage is, and it's a real tough challenge. Now, I should say it's not a stabilisation issue. Stabilisation on both these cameras is absolutely excellent, but what happens when cameras are in auto settings, they start to adjust things like shutter speed, they start to adjust things like ISO, and you can end up with a really poor picture. So what I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to walk into the forest, see if you can see a difference. So what I'm going to get you to do on the trail itself is, once we start moving down it, going to get you to look for a few issues that can arise with cameras. So things we're going to look out for is what we call the jitter. The jitter is when we lose the stabilisation and we get a lot of jerkiness. That's one thing that happens. And I must point out, just before you think if the footage doesn't turn out well on these cameras, this is really, really dark. This is about the hardest conditions you can film in. So I want you to look for jitters. The other thing to look for is something you call ghosting, and the best way to see that is look at the sides of the trail. If you start to see almost like tree trunks move around a little bit and sort of faded images of trees beside them, that's what we call ghosting. So it'll be interesting to see how these perform. Action 4 does have a bigger sensor than the GoPro, so in theory it should have a better chance. Bike shot just now. Some more bike shots. Which do you think looks better in auto? Right, both cameras on. Very interested to see what happens in here. As I say, it might be that neither get any footage because it's super dark, but we can but try. Low light test, here we go. Tough test for the cameras. Whoa, it's greasy today actually. We just had rain. Oh man, trails are really treacherous actually. Whoa, jeez. The main challenge is going to be not the camera, it's going to be me staying on the bike, I think. Whoa. Holy smokes, it's tricky today. I'm not a big fan of this trail, but yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Crikey, struggling. It's so dark today. This is like riding in winter.
all over again. Oh, front's moving around a lot. Right. Oh, crikey. Oh, God, that was really slick.
So as you can see from the footage, there are clear differences down the trail. Low light really brings out the worst of cameras, and it's quite clear that one of the cameras is definitely a bit more blurry within the low light. And one thing that is then quite apparent is it starts to lose stabilisation in the light.
Hopefully you've maybe posted in the comments, or you've actually got an idea about which camera survived the ultimate low level test. And it's an important test because in mountain biking, it's pretty common to be riding down really horrible trails like that. Test 2, which you're about to do now, is actually going to be focused on stabilisation and audio, because we've got a open trail, great lighting conditions, very fast, very rough. So again, just if you can work out as you go along, what's your preference from the footage? We'll keep it to camera A and B just now, and I'll tell you when we get back which is which, but have an idea in your head. Very interested to see what sort of footage we end up with on auto settings. Stabilisation and sound test. Now what I should say is I'm running both cameras in their widest setting just now. Ultra wide on DJI, super wide on GoPro, it's the best, and also got them both in 4K 30. GoPro does do higher resolution, but for mountain bike films and mountain bike videos, 4K 30 is what you want. Oh. So yeah, it'd be interesting to compare stabilisation and also the sound, because as we get open we're going to get fairly wind battered. Oh. It'd be interesting to see which camera performs better. Probably not going to commentate the whole way because yeah, I need to concentrate. Oh my word, so we're into the rough. Hell, moving around with the extra weight of 2 cameras, so can you see a difference in stabilisation? Crikey, it's quite committing this trail. Fast and pretty damn rough. Whoa. Take it easy, buddy. Oh, crikey. Yeah. Don't. Oh, Jesus. Okay, buddy. Got a bit all over the place there. Right, another rough section. Eesh.
Yeah, so just editing the video, and I thought I would actually comment on the audio. I have to say both cameras are pretty spectacular in terms of what they do with the wind reduction. I actually normally cover my cameras, any camera I'm using, with like a kind of foam cover over the mics, and because cameras used to be really terrible, I've got to say though that actually the electronic wind reduction in both is actually pretty spectacular. It's better than I thought. One thing I would say is that there's definitely a kind of more muffled sound on one of the cameras there. I checked, I wasn't just imagining it. I got my daughter to listen, and actually, yeah, there's a real difference. I definitely think one of the cameras has got more clarity over the voice. The audio actually comes in at a slightly higher level as well if you're editing. But yeah, let me know what you think about that, just to add to the comments. But I definitely think there is actually not much in the stabilisation, but there is actually a bit of a difference in the sound for sure.
Okay, let's do a change in light trail. I feel like I picked the wrong trail for today. Honestly, conditions are tough, and this trail is a nightmare in tough conditions, right? Oh. We've got all the routes in the world on this trail. I'm not riding particularly well today, actually. Oh, come on, Jamie. Right, so as I say, yeah, we got the change in light now. Might get low for this bit. Yeah. Again, getting slightly dark here. Whoa! This will be interesting because this is kind of mixed, half light but very fast. So is the stabilisation still working on the cameras? Because it's quite bumpy. Whoa. Oh yeah, yeah. Whoa. Oh, hands are hurting from being on the brakes so much. Whoa. Oh, nice. That will have been an interesting wee test, I reckon. Just a little update regarding battery. Batteries on both these cameras are really good. GoPro used to drain batteries really quickly. I have to say they're pretty close. I've not been doing much filming today. As we film right now, the GoPro is actually sitting at 80% and the Osmo Action 4 is sitting at 85%. Pretty good from both. Obviously it's a cold day as well, which does affect battery life. Overall batteries are pretty close, definitely a bit more on the DJI, but pretty close. So let's get back home. I'm gonna check out the footage. I'm gonna reveal which camera's which, but if you got this far in the video, decide now which was the camera. Off the shelf settings, which is best, camera A or camera B? And you gotta stick to that. Even if you're a big DJI fan or a big GoPro fan, you've gotta stick to it. Camera A or camera B. So hopefully if you've got to this point in the video, you might be wanting to hear which camera I prefer. And of course, you probably want the reveal for the camera. So finish putting your comments in. So to reveal, camera A was the DJI Osmo Action 4, camera B was the GoPro Hero 12 Black. First of all, I want to say about both cameras, they're just incredible pieces of kit. Genuinely, I've used action cameras now for 5 years. The progression in the quality, in the stabilisation is just phenomenal, and we are very lucky people to have cameras like this. Now you will have made your choices for your reasons, and I just want to finish by sharing my reasons. For the rest of this year and onwards, I'm actually going to be choosing the DJI Osmo Action 4. And it actually comes down to two reasons. Despite all the different features and all the different things we could say about these cameras, it comes down to two reasons for me. Reason number one is the low light performance. The Hero 12 Black actually performs really pretty well in low light. It's improved a lot since some of the earlier GoPro Hero cameras. However, when it comes down to proper darkness and low light settings, the Osmo Action 4 is just able to maintain a much clearer picture. And actually what it does is pretty incredible. The second thing is a really simple thing, and it's the fact that the DJI Osmo Action 4 comes with the magnetic clip as standard. Now you can get aftermarket magnetic clips for GoPro Hero. However, I just love the thinking behind that. So for me, DJI are really thinking about the practical use of action cameras. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that video. I'm interested to read the comments and see what you think. I hope they're honest comments, but I hope you also respect my opinion. And as an end note to all these videos, what a great time to be purchasing an action camera. They are so good, and I actually can't wait to see what's achieved in the next few years. Competition is heating up, so this year, well done DJI, but let's see where cameras take us.